All right, we live. What's going on, everybody? It's Ken and Hotep. Welcome to the Work Griff. I got my man Jay Powell on riding shotgun, as always. What's going on, Jay?
Hey, can you hear me now? All right.
Yeah, I can hear you now. There
Good
you go.
morning. Good morning, Ken and Hotep. Good morning, chat. Good to be here. How's everyone doing?
Man, I can't call it. I had a long night last night, yo. I had to drive all the way to I don't know where, PA. It was probably like 30 minutes outside of Philly to
Picking
grab a
up
boat.
boats.
Yeah, grab a boat, and then when I got back, it was about 1 in the mornings when I got home.
Yeah.
Went to sleep, immediately had to wake back up at like 5:30, y'all. I'm hurting.
I hear
I'm
that.
struggling, bro.
Oh
I'm
man.
struggling, bro.
You get
Who
you
we got in the
some
chat?
protein, some fiber or something like that. You might be able to push through.
I hope so, bro, because I'm struggling, bro. We got Steph Colonel in the building. What's going on, Steph? We got Kay in the building. We got Protocol in here as well. Hopefully more people jump in. If you're new, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification icon. It lets you know when I got new content coming out. Please share this stream, guys. Let people know we live. Share this stream out, guys. We live on Rumble, we live on Twitter, and we live right here on YouTube. I even put this out over. On True Social.
He said true social.
I
This
even
man,
put it out
no.
on True Social. I gotta start getting my True Social grift up, yo. I got True Social. I don't even
super
be
grifted
using
if
it.
you got it on the true social too.
I know, right? I know,
We
right?
get
We got Jay's World and we got Daisy Girl that just jumped in. Anyway, let's get into this show. So, bruh. So it comes out now that this shooter in Nashville was a transgender, right?
Oh yeah.
And it's funny that I noticed that, at least on my Twitter timeline and on my trending topics, what happened yesterday ain't even trending no more,
Oh.
right? Not even trending no more. However, you got AR-15s and this and this and this and this and this, right? To be expected, yo.
Not
But there's so many coincidences with this, yo. There's so many coincidences.
wow.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like,
it's gone from my little trending thing. When it first popped off, it was trending hard, and that's why I noticed it and I mentioned it to you yesterday whenever we were streaming. I said, "Oh, there's been another event in Nashville,"
mm-hmm,
and then when I come over
yeah,
here and look, it's gone. Didn't fit the
gone.
narrative.
It didn't fit the narrative, but I did notice some things that were a coincidence, bro.
Mm.
So, although this person was
Speak
a
on her.
transgender,
Yeah,
guys, I want you guys don't like I said, don't fall for the tail wagging the dog, people. Now, what happened to these children were horrible, horrible, right? Horrible.
yeah,
This should
that's
never
sick.
happen. Period. Full stop. Right? The person that did this was sick in the head. Period. Which goes to tell
Yeah,
you that the real issue, when it comes to shit like this, is mental illness. Right?
yeah.
Mental illness is a main issue with shit like this.
Mm.
Period. Right? But now we come to find out that this person had a whole manifesto and all this other bullshit. Right?
Oh, the whole Treadstone
According
spiel.
the whole treadstone spiel, bro. The whole like my
Man,
man Steph say, the whole treadstone spiel, bro. So
yeah,
allegedly, the shooter, I guess in the writings, said that they were going to go and attack another school, but it was too fortified. Meaning it had security. It was too secure, and they
mm.
didn't even fuck with it.
Hmm.
Which tells you what, Jay?
That
Which
we
tells
need
you
to
what?
harden. Listen, you go into a bank. I don't see the
Yep.
outrage. Where's the outrage? Where's the outrage when you go into the bank and then you got security guards right there? Sometimes you go to the bank and they got 2, 3 security guards.
That's right.
Some
That's
spots,
right.
that they know keep having getting hit up or were got hit up in the past. We had one out here, but that's the point though. You when people see gun free zones, they say, "Oh, that's the target spot right there. That's the spot. I know I'm not going to get any retaliation. I'm not going to get any, not going to get any hit back." So they want to see soft targets, just like you see those animals in the wild. They see a soft target, that limping, what is it? That limping giraffe, that little baby elephant. That's what that's what the predators will be chasing after, hunting down.
Yep.
They look for soft
Yep.
targets.
That's exactly right. And the funny part is, right, so the dude I went and got the boat from last night, right? He retired Philly cop. Retired Philly cop.
Oh yeah.
He was talking about this last night. And he was like, I don't understand this. He said, when they going to understand that you can't advertise gun-free zones. You
Man.
can't advertise gun-free zones. This comes from a Philly cop. He was like, and he said the same thing I said yesterday when I did my little grift going up there. He said, I ain't even say nothing to him. He just like, yo, he's like, the Jewish community, they harden their schools. He said, they protect their schools. I said, bro, I just said the same thing. Right. And I said that, yo, like the one by my house, right? And it's not just the one by my house, it's quite a few of them, but they all have armed guards. They have guard stations. You can't even get onto the campus without checking in with the guard first. If you don't got a kid that go there, and if you don't got an appointment to be there, you ain't getting on campus. It's more, one of my homies was like, yo, he said the Jewish schools is more secure than the police station.
Is that right?
He a cop. He's like, because he said he had to do some stuff up there one day, like with like some community stuff. He's like, yo, he's like, the Jewish school is more secure than the police precinct. He said, we police in badges and uniforms. They stopped us at the gate like, yo, you got an appointment to be here? To the police. Mm-hmm. They ain't joking. They don't play around when it comes to their kids. You know what I mean? Also,
right. And
like I said, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, and what's a more precious resource, a precious material than our children? Yet we're worried about, the banks and stuff like that. We got the armed guards at the bank. We got the Brinks trucks and everything. Why can't we apply the same level of security measures for the babies? The babies are more important than gold and silver, than all the gold and silver in the world. And that goes back. It's were they targeting in a spot? There was it a Christian school, right? They targeted in a spot that they thought was going to be a soft target because they didn't see anybody, strapped up. You got to put on the whole, let's go back to that. You have to put on the whole armor of God, physically and spiritually. Yeah, you got to stay prayed up, but you also have to be situationally aware. You also have to be ready to go. You have to be ready to go into battle, physically sometimes. And that's the message that sometimes is falling off with people in this day and age, that they're promoting softness and weakness, and then that leaves you a target.
That's true. You know what I mean? Like the school, I guess, didn't have any. They said, I think the police responded fast, but it was still within like 14 minutes. You know what I mean? A lot can happen in 14 minutes. A lot can happen in 3 minutes.
3 seconds, a lot could happen.
Exactly.
That's all it takes to be pulling a trigger.
Exactly. Like, again, look at Baltimore City Public Schools, right? Now, I know Baltimore City got a stigma for our crime rate, right? Our schools are horrible. However, one thing you ain't heard is a mass shooting in a Baltimore City Public School. You know why? Because the Baltimore City Public Schools got metal detectors. The kids got to wear clear book bags, right? On top of that, you got at minimum, you got 3 police officers on site, right? And they're not just people that they made school resource officers. These are real police officers who they got assigned as a school resource officer. And most of the cops that's assigned like school resource officers here, they got tenure on the force, right?
Wow.
You know what I mean? So like, you don't hear about this stuff here because there's safeguards in place. Those same safeguards that the liberals want to act like don't work. They work, right? Our kids can't be subjected to that. The Jewish community subject their kids to it. The kids don't even really see shit like that. I bet you ain't about to walk in there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The pushback against hardening our spots is ridiculous. When I was over in the Philippines, they had armed guards at the pizza spot. You go up and get your pizza at Cali Pizza and different spots like that, and you see a guy with a shotgun, and he's a armed security guard, paid security guard. So, protect your chicken, protect your pizzas, protect the babies.
Right. Then on top of that,
I don't mind to see it.
On top of that, this was a Christian school, right? This was a Christian school. Since this was a Christian school, you had a trans person attack this Christian school. So now, is this a far left extremist going after, is this a hate crime at this point? Attacking a Christian school? You know what I mean?
Yeah, they don't put the media narrative. See, we see, bigotry of all kinds, right? but that's a pick and choose with the leftists and with mainstream media as a whole, Fox and everybody included, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to religious bigotry, it's a look the other way type of an ordeal, depending on if you're the right one, right? If you're the
Right.
flavor of the
Right.
flavor of the month. They
Right.
see if you Jabari's people, you good 300 something days a year.
Right.
But
Right.
shoot, look at the 365. But look at what they're doing with this one. Like we said, where was it in trending? It's gone. They're talking about
Gone.
over on mine. It's talking about stock markets, basketball games, IRS, tongue out Tuesday, 76ers. Look, this has nothing to do with anything I would ever even be clicking on in the first
Exactly.
place. But what they did was they said, "Oh, yeah, let's get this up out of here. This is not the right narrative." Now Yahoo still got it covering on the thingy, but they're wanting to skirt the issue. They want to skirt around the whole entire topic of everything that we've just mentioned.
Exactly. So, and that's the thing, right? He's skirting that shit, but at the same time, like, is this a hate crime because this is a trans person? They said the person went to the school. The person went to the school, but they're 28. It's a K through 6. How long did he go through the school? Right? You know what I mean? Jimmy says, find schools that let you. Thanks for the $20 super chat, Jimmy. He said, find schools that'll let you carry. They're out there. My wife's new school encouraged me to stay strapped while there. I have a program where staff is trained. And they have a program where staff is trained. They legislate off death, poverty, and destruction. They love dead kids. That's right. What they say, the cries of a mom is ratings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tyler Durden, what's going on, Tyler Durden? He says, rather than a gun registration, can we get SSRI registration? If you take serotonin receptor inhibitors, I want to know. Damn, you got a point though. You got a point because on the NICS form, if you're labeled 5150 or like kind of, I guess what do they say, defective for a certain point, you gotta say that on the NICS form. But should we have a registration for people who are on those type of antipsychotics? You know what I mean? I don't know. That'd be a good argument. I would love to hear an argument for and against that. Protocol says all the news talking about is the cops misgendering. Are you serious? Jesus, man. Are you serious?
We gotta worry about pronouns.
Steph says the biggest safeguard against these events is to improve mental health of society. Unfortunately, those who want to blame guns are the biggest supporters of agendas that impact society negatively. You're 100% right. You know what I mean?
And like what Protocol said, you know what? I could see with our crazed society, I could see the politicians pushing for pronoun bills before they ever push for hardening schools or any of that. We're going to have pronoun bills out here, and they'll be arresting people. I think that they're arresting people in one of those European countries right now, aren't they? They're arresting people if you misgender or mispronounce someone online or question what the heck was going on.
Certain parts of the UK do it. What's the name was getting in trouble? His name Tommy Robinson was getting in trouble for shit like that.
Is that right?
Tyler Durden said, yeah, he says, can't smoke a joint and get a gun, but I can pop mental drugs like Skittles and it's all good. Bruh. So check it, right? And like I was saying, there's so many coincidences, right? So for example, right now, the ATF is getting their asses handed to them right now in the courts over their NFA gun laws, over their pistol brace rulings, right? Over them trying to pass this pistol brace law where you automatically become a criminal if you got a pistol brace, right? All that shit, short barrel rifles, blah, 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 right? So when I'm looking at the footage, I see the footage this morning of the person, right? I'm going to show you what I seen, bro. I'm going to show you exactly what I seen. I swear, because it's always a coincidence show. It just happened to be this shit, right? It's always when you see legislation for gun legislation, pro 2A gun legislation on the House floor or the Senate floor. It's when shit like this happen. When the ATF trying to pass some bullshit or put some bullshit law in, or the White House trying to put some bullshit law in when it comes to guns, you see shit like this happen. It's always how it is. The ATF is in court right now, and I think they got a hearing next week about the pistol brace rule with Congress, because Congress like, nah, you got to kill that shit, and it might kill the entire NFA, which would be fantastic, right? All of a sudden, you get this shit happening, right? So let me show you the first gun. Boom. This is a Kel-Tec Sub 2000, right? My father got one. Every time I go to buy one, I see something better and I buy it, but I still want one of these. Now, this gun right here takes Glock magazines. So you see the extended magazine, right? First off, if you look at this gun ain't never been shot until yesterday, period. You can look at it and see it never been shot until yesterday. However, you got the Glock magazine, the extended mag, 33 round magazine. This gun folds in half. So I'm sure that if they start talking about this, they're going to talk about how this gun folds in half. This is a 9mm. This is not an AR-15. This is a 9mm pistol caliber carbine, which I would argue is a pretty goddamn good gun. However, you're going to see them start to demonize shit like this because it's going to start deviating from the AR-15s, right? It's going to start. They're going to start demonizing pistol caliber carbines. This is what they're doing with this here, right? So I'm like, okay, so the person, they kept saying AR-15, but the main gun the person used was this right here. However, this here, boom, AR pistol. What it's got on the back of it? A pistol brace. A pistol brace. What's the ATF fighting to try to ban? Pistol braces. They fighting to ban pistol braces. So this person just so happened to use an AR pistol with the SP Tactical adjustable pistol brace on it. The same pistol brace that they're trying to ban. The same pistol brace that they're trying to ban. They got stickers and shit all over it. Again, another gun that don't look like it's seen any action, any like range time or nothing. Right? And then I laugh because so you go from a 33 round capacity, from a 33 round pistol caliber carbine in the Sub 2000. You go from your 30 round magazine with your AR-15, which they probably didn't even use, and then you go here to this little fucking M&P Shield EZ9 that only hold 9 rounds. It's just funny that the ATF, they're going through all of this shit with the courts, the Supreme Court ruling against them. You got Congress, the Republicans against them. It looked like the NFA might go by the wayside. They don't have that authoritarian power that Biden been trying to give them. Now, all of a sudden, you got this convenient shooting that happens with the very type of guns they're trying to ban, with the very accessory that they're trying to ban. This says Treadstone to me all day long. Treadstone to me all day long. And now, like they were saying, the police getting in trouble for misgendering the shooter. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
They got them out of here, didn't they? They knocked them off, but so there won't be any what's that, jail time and all that stuff.
It's bullshit, bro. Jimmy Dawes says huge facts. Not too long ago, gender dysphoria used to be considered a mental health issue. Now, forums ask about mental health issues when you're buying a gun. Yes, yep. It asks you if you're mentally defective or if somebody has to make decisions for you and shit like that. Yeah, the Firearms Policy Coalition has been killing it. Steph said, Cam Ben told you about them pistol braces. Yeah, shout out to Cassius Cam. He got that dope ass song. You know what I mean? So this female to male tranny used an AR pistol with a brace and did it effectively. Was they them's trained? Bro, the video I seen, they ain't even use that shit. The video I seen, they was running with the Sub 2000. The fucking AR was just an accessory. You know what I mean? What's going to say? President Obama announced executive actions Tuesday intended to curtail gun violence, but if history is any guide, the president's effort may have the unintended effect of boosting gun sales. Yeah, it's going to boost gun sales, and I think you mean President. Oh no, but Obama probably is still running the White House. You know what I mean? However, you can't curtail gun violence. You can't. You know how you curtail gun violence? This is how you curtail gun violence. You fight fire with fire. You let law-abiding citizens have their guns. Period. You heard what I said in the beginning. If you didn't, I'll repeat it. The shooter was going to go to another school, but the other school had too many guns, had too much security, so they didn't go there. They wanted a place where it was uncontested, where they know that they weren't gonna get any pushback, anybody, any force met with force. These criminals, these killers, they're cowards. They ain't ready to get into a firefight. The minute they get shot back at, it's a wrap for them. You want to curtail gun violence, you let the citizens carry guns. The law-abiding citizens carry guns. Because you know why? No matter whatever law you put on the books, case in point, I'm in Baltimore. We got some of the worst gun crime in the United States. Guess what? We got some of the strictest gun laws in the United States. But we got consistently 330 murders a year per capita. We are the most dangerous city in the United States. And we got some of the strictest gun laws in the United States. We got gun laws that the federal government have wet dreams about. But guess what? We still can't curtail our gun violence. You know why? Because every gun law that's put into place hamstrings the law-abiding citizens. The criminals don't give a shit about them gun laws. You know why? Because they'd rather be caught with it than be caught without it. They'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. They ain't trying to have their ops out here catch them slipping.
Right.
They'll fight that shit in court if that mean they gonna live. They'll tell you that. A real street nigga will tell you that all day.
Yeah, we saw Takashi. Oh, no, I was just gonna mention like what we saw. What Takashi 69 getting his ribs broken or whatever.
Yeah, he got his ass whooped.
Yeah, he wasn't packing in the. He didn't have his security on him, and he wasn't holding anything. I guess, and they ran up on him. Right.
Like I said, look at Chicago. Some of the strictest gun laws in the United States. All those gun laws did was hamstring the law-abiding citizen. Criminals ain't gonna put no 7743R. They're not gonna fill out no background check. They're getting that shit how they can get it. They don't even care. So while you sitting there going, this putting up this nice fancy 10 no gun zone sign, they look at that shit like, yeah, whatever. I told you that one story where I went into Walmart, my daughter's like, Dad, it say no guns allowed. And I was like, well, I guess that shit didn't work, did it? You know what I mean? Like, that sign don't do shit. And I can carry in 40 states. I'm allowed to carry in 40 states because I'm legal. I get legal. And I advise everybody to get legal in your state. If your state has a concealed carry program, go through it. If your state got open carry, Can you still hear me?
Oh, you back?
All right, cool. Carry your gun. Do it.
No, you're right.
Your life depends on it. We in some strange times right now. Man. DMW, what's up? He says, Can is spitting. Fact, street niggas I guess he tried to say don't give a fuck about gun laws. They don't. Tyler said, feds look at gang-related shootings even at schools like it's non-civilian shooting. They do. They charge the shit to the gang. That's how they carry it. So why should we be sitting ducks when these criminals don't care? Huh?
We shouldn't. No, we shouldn't.
We shouldn't be. If I'm out with my son, or I'm out with my daughter, or I'm out with my family, or if I'm by myself and I'm in some sketchy situation, why can't I protect myself in that situation? Or the others around me? Remember the shooting? Was it in Indiana, where they was in the mall and a dude walked out the bathroom with the AR and homeboy put 10 rounds on his ass?
Yeah.
He put 10 rounds on his ass. I think he might have got one person before homeboy took him down with the Glock. He trained that red dot on him and put his ass down. He looked crazy. His ass like he was river dancing.
Yeah, and they were mad because he brought his piece into a gun-free zone.
Right.
To protect others.
He had his gun. He wasn't
was
supposed to have his gun.
He was in the wrong.
Right.
The man that protected people was in the wrong, according to them, huh?
Right, exactly. So instead of praising this man, you know what I mean, for stopping a shooter who was going to just lay waste to the mall, a good guy with a gun, bad guy with a gun, they was like, yo, he wasn't supposed to have his in there either. You know what? I bet everybody in that fucking mall was happy that he had that shit that day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guarantee it. I guarantee it. He need the fucking key to the city.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he
Yeah,
needed
Tyler. 40 yards. He did that shit from 4. Yo, he put 10 rounds on his ass from 40 yards.
in long song. It's right. He got in the way of the ritual.
Yeah.
Got in the way of a. They lost one of their treadstone peoples.
Exactly. JJ DuBose, what's going on? He says, you know they don't give a fuck about black on black crime. No, they don't care about black on black crime, yo. They want that shit. They want that shit. You know what I mean? That's just how it is. But the thing about it is that when you see shit like this in the news, you got to understand that there's a bigger agenda at hand. Even if the shit is an organic thing, they're not going to let that crisis go to waste. I just find it really ironic, right? I find it really ironic that this shit happened right when the ATF has to deal with all of these lawsuits and these court cases, and could very well that the NFA may go by the wayside because of this shit. What's up, Hotep Goldstein? He says, how long do you think it'll be before Republicans introduce legislation that ban the seller firearms to people with gender dysphoria? Bro, I don't know. That's a good question. You know, does that violate their two-way rights? You know what I mean? Now, I agree with you guys. A lot of these people with gender dysphoria, that these people that's transitioning, they go on all of these SSRIs, they go on all of these hormone blockers or testosterone or whatever, depending on what they're trying to do, that makes them unstable. That's why the military stopped them from being able to join the military. If you're in transition, I ain't trying to be in no fucking firefight with you. I don't want to be in a, not because you trans, it's because your fucking mental ain't there. Now I gotta save both of us because you over there thinking about what your daddy did to you back when you was 8. You know what I mean? It's just sad. It's just sad, you know what I mean? Would you say stuff children should be deleted shit regular? Bro, if we can't abort them, get them at school, bro. I swear, yo, that's one of them things. I hope that ain't how they be thinking, yo, but you never know with these people, yo. DMW says black on black means cheaper property values than the gentrifiers. Developers snatch up the hood for pennies on the dollar. I wish I had the Don DeMarco for that one. Long Tom says that's a great question. This is how they get Republicans to vouch for gun control. Yeah, it's just, you know, they take one step and then they give them an inch, they take a fucking mile. But make no mistake, what happened to these kids yesterday, that was horrible. It's horrible. But this shit can be prevented. It's just that the liberal, the left, the Democrats, they don't want a real solution. They don't want a real solution. Understand that. They don't want a real solution. Because you know what the real solution is? It's to do what the Jews is doing with their schools. I admire that. Do what the Jews is doing with their schools. And some of these other Christian academies and Catholic schools will have security, armed security, protecting them children. Why not? It's always come up. You got all of these veterans coming home. They need jobs. Make them school resource officers. Fuck it. I'm gonna just go this far. I don't care what y'all think. Let teachers carry. The teachers that can pass the background check, the teachers that can pass a psych eval, do the same shit that your police stations do. And I had to talk with the cop that I picked the boat up from yesterday. He was like, "You got a good point there." I said, "You know how you train these teachers? The teachers that's willing to do it, the teachers that volunteer to do it, that can pass your psych evals and shit like that, just like you got to do when you become a cop. They got to go through 12 weeks of police academy. 12 weeks of police academy during summer break. How about that? Because it's 12 weeks for summer break, right? The teachers that volunteer to do it, they gave up their summer. Now they got to go to 12 weeks of the police academy. They don't need law and none of that other shit. They go through the rest of that shit. 12 weeks of the police academy and essentially become deputized officers. Now the teachers are qualified to shoot. The ones that are willing and able to do so. You got all these teachers that are like that. A lot of these teachers out here have been in the Army, they're in the reserves, they're in the National Guard, Marines. You got a lot of teachers that shoot 3-gun. A lot. They wouldn't mind putting their life on the line for a kid that could stop a shooting just like that. I told you about, I remember where it was in St. Mary's County, Maryland. Dude tried to go shoot up a school here in Maryland. Resource officer outside sees him, lays his ass down before he got to the door. Wasn't even a story. It was a story for like 2 hours.
And then it was gone.
Gone. Because it wasn't a story. He laid his ass out.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Shit, here in Baltimore, the fucking kids might take you out.
Yeah. That's
I'm dead serious. You want to know how I know the metal detectors and shit work? So when I was working for my father, I had to pass. It's a school called Dunbar High School.
Yeah.
You can Dunbar High School is one. It's like right by Johns Hopkins University. It's like for basketball and shit like that. They just world renowned. However, the school is just scary, bro. Because the kids, it's not but thugs to go to that school.
Is that right?
I saw it every morning, yo. Because you can see the metal detectors from when they going in.
Yeah.
You see the kids with the clear bags, but all the dope boys, all the other boys, guess what they doing? You see them hiding their guns,
putting it away, putting it up.
They stashing them somewhere outside because they know they can't get into school with the shit.
Oh man, that's wild, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'm sitting there like, okay, well, if the dope boys know they can't get into school because of the metal detector and the 3 cops and shit, they don't want that problem. What you think some dickhead who think he gonna go shoot up a school gonna do?
Yeah, you ain't getting too far, huh?
You ain't getting too far. Like I said, with the Jewish community, you ain't getting into the driveway. We gotta protect our children at all costs. They keep saying the children are the future. They are the future. You know what I mean? But we can't. They can't be our future if we don't protect them. Like you said, Jay, if we can protect these banks, right? We protect these banks. You know what I mean? And all this other bullshit. Your congressmen and women can have armed security. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. It's fucking crazy. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Jimmy says, I would volunteer to watch my son's school. Texas teachers are armed. Shit, I would too. You know what I mean? Stuff says we can emulate the redacted, but people want to subscribe to cults and have meaningless arguments. You're right.
Steph going deep with it in the morning.
He says people want to keep being a part of the state that hates them.
Yeah.
PD says Hotep then just go collect their guns while they're in class. They don't get in school with the gun. That's what I'm saying. Is the kids don't even take the guns to the school. They hide them shits outside somewhere. I get what you're saying. Go outside and collect their shit. You think I should go get it? My bad. No, I don't fucking with their guns. I don't know how many bodies them boys got on them guns. I don't want no problems. Let them shit stay where they at. But you're right though. What the police should do, which I don't know if they do or not, they should sweep the grounds and go collect all them shits them boys who are trying to hide out there. You got a point, PD. Police should go sweep around and collect their shit up. I agree. I had to think about that one for a second. Jimmy Dawes says soft targets have to go away. That's true. We have plenty of world evidence that guns don't disappear. They're illegal in Mexico, but our government sold the cartels American guns. Yeah, Fast and the Furious, baby. Fast and the Furious. Our government killed Mexican citizens. That's facts.
That Holder Barry Soetoro stuff that they pulled. When they do that anyway, 2008, right? When they got in, wasn't it?
Yeah, yep. And Eric Holder, Eric Holder, I think he somehow got off on that shit because he was a big part of that shit.
Yeah.
But what's up, K Stacks in the building with the 999? I appreciate it, and also Jimmy, I appreciate you with the 999. Says paying my dues, Hotep and Build. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Oh man. Up cannon for collection. I don't want no parts of them. I don't know how many bodies them guns got. None of that shit. However, you do got a point what the police should be doing, which I don't know if they do or not. Is once some kids is in school, you sweep that ground and you collect all them guns up. You know what I mean? That's another way to get, illegal guns off the street. You know what I mean? But to say that going around and collecting guns, PD says not enough people know about the Fast and the Furious. It was international. Hell yeah, that shit was international, man. Hell yeah, them shits are still on the streets. I'm willing to bet them fucking 50 cal technicals that the cartels had when they were trying to get El Chapo, son. They were the anti-tank, anti-aircraft guns they had. Guarantee that shit came from the United States through that Fast and the Furious bullshit. Guarantee
it. They said that okay, so shoot. The Hills, let me see, the Highland, the Highland event?
Yeah, Highland Park.
Yeah, Ashley Beasley, the lady that took over the microphone yesterday at the news conference, she was at both spots.
Word.
Now look, being at both spots, that's the same stuff that happened at that Route what was it, that Route 91 festival?
Yeah, that's right. Plus a lot of people that was at Pulse, right?
Plus the Pulse. Yeah. How could that coincidence run amok each and every single time? That the same person that's over at the one event then suddenly pops up at the other event, along with a whole bunch of other people.
Yeah.
That's when you know that a little sprinkling is all it takes from the Treadstone, because you take the person that's on all these pop pills and stuff that they're popping like Skittles, right?
Yeah.
Starbursts. Get in their head a little bit. That's all it takes. That's all she.
And that's the funny part. So you remember I don't know if you remember the Florida, the airport shooting in Florida, like some years back. This might have been 2016, something like that. Yeah. He was in. I forgot what airport in Florida it was. But previously or prior to it, the guy went to the FBI in Anchorage, Alaska. Apparently, he was in the military. He said, "I need help. It's people talking to me in my head, telling me to do shit I don't want to do."
Yeah,
now,
right.
Either he was fucking nuts, or they was gang stalking him, right, or something was going on, right?
Yeah, that's
they turned him into the Anchorage police. They later released him and give him his gun back. This nigga telling you either he ate crazy or something up. You get on a plane to go to Florida. Now I think that he was trying to get to Puerto Rico because he's Puerto Rican, right? He had family in Puerto Rico. He get off the plane, he fired some shots. Now, from what I know is he fired like 1 or 2 shots. When you look at the video, it looked like he saw somebody that he knew or somebody that was tailing him, and he fired on him, right?
Dang.
But then you had all these people talking about, oh my God, they were shooting up here in this terminal and da-da-da-da-da. You had people across the street that was working on a building that was like, hey, yo, we saw a dude out the window with a rifle doing some shit. This dude just had a handgun. He shot 2 times, and then the police apprehended him in there. So who was this other person shooting the rifle?
Yeah, that's the coincidence is running amok. Let me read this real quick.
Running amok. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so police in Nashville gave us an update. Ashby Beasley, who took over the news conference at the Nashville shooting, also just happened to be at the Highland Park event. Well, it doesn't say event. Ashby Beasley was on vacation in Nashville. It says just around the corner from the school when she heard the shots. You hear that?
Yeah.
Beasley, who was also at the 4th of July parade in Highland Park when that event happened, right? Ran over to the Hillsborough Pike to find it crawling with police.
Wow, that's interesting.
That's the same thing that they said happened with the Hook event. They took all those kids to that event with the Boston Park Marathon. Okay, they had a whole section for those kids and parents to be at the Boston
Super Bowl.
Yeah. And then at the Root event, the Pulse people went to the Root event. After the Root event, those survivors from that event went to another event. They were at each location somehow, coincidentally. That would be like That would be like going where lightning strikes and going to each state where the lightning bolt is going to strike and being hit struck by it.
So PD says feds are orchestrating this. They were on Discord giving instructions to Buffalo and Uvalde shooter. This is the funny part though, because Sunday and yesterday before all this shit went down, why was Uvalde trending? Uvalde was trending.
It sure was.
It was trending,
you know why?
and then this shit went down. Why?
Well, numerically, yesterday was 86. There was 86 days left in the year, 86 days until summer. 80, because we're in spring right now. Okay. 86 means you're all out. 80 and today is the 2/8 day. Today is happy 3/28. They go back to that Patriots versus Falcons game, right? But I was talking about how this would be an important date because it represents that 2/8 or 88. Yeah. Now we're on that time and money dating, and so we should have some Trump news out later today, whatever they want to talk about, right?
Yeah. So that's all I was about to get to before I get off of here. Like I said, guys, a lot of these coincidences ain't coincidences, guys. I know people want to believe that the government is beyond doing some bullshit like this, but they not. I always point to the Gulf of Tonkin, the Lusitania, babies in the incubators, Pearl Harbor. Never let a good crisis go to waste, people. That's how this works. And soon, I believe some shit gonna happen over in Ukraine. I don't know what's gonna happen today with Donnie T. That's gonna be interesting to see if anything happened with Donnie T. But we're gonna find out. But anyway, I gotta get to a meeting. So look, guys, we're gonna be live tonight. It's either 9 or 9:30. I'm not sure which one yet. But it's gonna be Jane Cannon. But we're gonna have a special guest. We have our man Jonah Ryan. Jonah Ryan gonna break down this Proud Boy shit. We're probably gonna take that for a Rumble exclusive though, because Jonah get deep. So we're gonna talk about the current events of the day. Then we're gonna take it over to Rumble for a Rumble exclusive later, guys, to talk about this whole Proud Boy situation. Let Jonah break that shit down for us. Anyway, guys, I gotta get back to it. I gotta get to a meeting, some fiber optic cable shit, and then I'll see you guys later on tonight. Hold on, what you say, PD, real quick before I get off? He says, did anyone notice in this shooting vid she got the glass door and could have just pulled the bar, but hunched down under it? I didn't even notice that shit. Anyway, guys, if you're new, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification icon, and to let you know when I got new content coming out. Please share this stream. Let people know we were live, guys. We're also live over on Rumble. Go to Canon Hotep on Rumble, subscribe over there. Also, while you're over there, go to Hotep TV and subscribe. That's where I do my Monday and my Thursday show. So, do us a solid and do that. If you want to donate to the Canon Hotep 300 Blackout Fund, because I will be building my 300 Blackout very soon. $ Canon Hotep on Cash App, guys. Or Super Chat, Rumble Rants, always welcome. Anyway, Canon Hotep saying, be blessed, stay strapped, and don't miss. And don't fall for the tail wagging the dog, guys. We holla at y'all.